Jillian aspires to be a doctor when she grows up. Growing up in the slum, this ambition would have been unrealistic as many other in her surrounding. Thanks to Irene, her inspiration and mentor, this dream gradually is becoming a reality. Having been born and raised in one of the largest slums in Africa, Kibera, Irene Kasandi, the founder of Kibera Pride, grew up around poverty, hopelessness, and despair. These same conditions were shared by everyone who lived in Kibera. The dire situations that Irene faced in the slum inspired her to join the Brothers of Mother Teresa missionaries with an aim of helping the needy. During her stay with them, she was convinced to start a children's home and reciprocate the love and care that she had experienced while she was with the brothers.
It was an inspiration from my childhood, since I lost my dad when I was only 2 years, and life was not that smooth. And with that, we lived here in the slum, and seeing the way children were really suffering, and then also me, I met these missionaries of Charity Brothers, who now they enrolled me in their school, which was a free school. And from that, at least we used to do the home visiting to the poor families in the slum, and I was motivated, and then also I get that much, at least also there are some people who are also suffering like me. And it was now like my dream. If I grow up, I really want to start a children's home, and then also just to help my community.
The desire to cater for vulnerable children in Kibera and to bring change favored Irene to be sponsored to join Consolata Girls High School in the year 2003, where she formed a close relationship with the principal, who was a nun. This close relationship with Sisters of Mother Teresa culminated her in joining them in the year 2007. Her dream of establishing a children's home grew stronger while in college. She dedicated all her time and resources to realize this dream, but not without obstacles.
Through all my life education, I was just helped by people who are not my relative, and it was like, okay, I come from a family, but then they can't support me. But people whom I never knew, they just come in and they educate me until I finished my university, my college. And so I decided I want to also to give back to my community. There was so much challenges, even in registering itself. It was a big challenge. Even in the school, sometimes I could leave the lessons, and then my work is just to go around looking where I can register an organization. Even it reached a time that I had to forward my exams so that I can register this organization. Remembering I have lost almost 45,000 through this process, and it was for the school fees. It was such a big joy when I got the certificate.
Kibera Pride's main focus is to provide holistic child development and a loving, secure environment for children.
I wanted to start this home whereby all children feel at home, and not only focus on the orphans, because most of the people, they believe any child who lives in a children's home, it is an orphan. But my logic is not all of them who are orphan, because you can be orphan in different ways, depending with the vulnerability of your life situation.
The organization provides basic needs which include food, shelter, clothing, and education.
Being at Kibera Pride, I feel excited because I'm learning, and something like food, clothes, I'm getting it from here, and life is just simple. Like I have brothers right now and sisters.
The children get placed in the home through the area chief, children's rights civil organizations, or sometimes Irene makes door-to-door visits in Kibera to identify some of the needy children.
We always have to also follow the government law, whereby you don't own a child until you go through the children's office. They go through the story. If story is a necessity, they will give you permission to have a child in the children's home. And that is what most of the time we do. And for us to have that clear clip, we have to do the home visiting, to visit the family and then see the situation, so that when we are handling this child, at least we know the most need. And that's why you get if we have this child in the program or in the children's home, and the parent is sick or what, we also have to now extend our help also toward the family.
Kibera Pride identifies mentors and holistically nurtures children's talents while at a young age with an aim of raising and nurturing leaders.
At Kibera Pride, we are many volunteers. We help them. We know other children, they miss someone to call mother in the slum, someone to call father. Now when we are here, at least you give someone's heart love and at least a smile.
We enroll them in different schools. Around those who are small ones, we enroll them, those which is nearby, at least the private one. And then after that, we shift, when we see the flow of their education, now we can move them to public one. So most of them, they go to Olympic Primary. And then the secondary ones, we always follow like the calling letters. So most of them, they are being called in different schools and different places. So we have children who are even in Migori, we have children in Homa Bay, we have children in Mount Elgon, and then we have the children who are also here in Nairobi.
Kibera Pride has been supporting me since when I was in class 5, that was 2015, till now that I'm in Form 2, and I'm happy for that.
My name is Milka Mary. I'm in Form 2 in Father Hiran Girls High School in Machakos, and I'm 17 years old. I started living in Kibera Pride when I was in standard 6. I've improved my life because at home there are so many challenges that I could face.
I have some challenges which I've faced as a student, even accessing the uniform and the kit for the operating in the school was somehow a little bit of challenging to myself. So Kibera Pride came in and helped me a lot in my studies. Was able to access everything which I have today only because of their help and their support in my education.
Irene works with a board of directors approved by the Government of Kenya under the Children's Act, who ensure that the organization is accountable and it operates within the law. Their primary duty is to observe the right of children.
We as the board members are working closely with Irene. She has proven to be a lady who is very dedicated in what she is doing. And for us, we're ensuring that she is compliant with all the rules and regulations that the government has set. We're also making sure that the standards here are set and they are standards that are recognized globally in terms of ensuring that these children are getting the best care that they can possibly get.
Now they are helping in cooking for the children, for preparation for evening. Since when we started, at least we have served 243 children in this home, both those who are long-term and short-term. It is always a need. Every time there is a child who is lost, every time there is a child who has been raped. So that's why now we have that short-term and long-term.
The organization relies on well-wishers and sponsors who cater for the needs and well-being of the children at the center.
But of course, the home is not without challenges that entails their upkeep in terms of food, their medical care, clothing, and schooling. And so we cannot do this on our own. So we're asking anybody out there, if you're looking for that home within Kibera, because we know Kibera is one of the largest slums in Africa, but we also know it has been exploited a lot. But as Kibera Pride organization, we've made sure that we are dedicated to raising children who actually will actually impact the community. So we have been tested, the government knows about us, and we are compliant fully. So please come and you'll get an opportunity to serve.
The supporters, I'd like to thank them for being in our life. Like some of them pay school fees to us, which was hard when we were at home. Food, we are being sheltered here, and we are happy.
Every great dream begins with a dreamer. Always remember, you have within you the strength, patience, and the passion to reach the stars to change the world.